This week's tip is going to be on nose bands, Cavesons, when to use them, why to use them, maybe why you shouldn't use them. I've got all different kinds. Hey, Big. The ones I like the most are these leather ones. I think they got a little bit of give to them. They get the job done. To me, these are just a tool. This is not a staple that I'm going to use every day just because, which I see a lot of people do that, which, you know, to each their own. But for me, I'm using it for a specific reason. So early on, when I'm starting my colts, I don't use them at all because they're getting used to having a bit in their mouth, and I want them to be able to, you know, figure things out, move their mouth around, decide, you know, I don't like this, and then eventually kind of figure it out. Then also when you're working on collection, you know, I think that those horses need to be able to open their mouth initially to kind of get away from that pressure. Now later on, after time, we can start talking about using these. When we get to that moment, I think because we know horses are creatures of habit, that I think if you have a horse that kind of consistently wants to open his mouth a lot, or even ones that want to play all the time, I think that you can use these, and they're a great tool, but it's all in how you put them on. So this you can see right here, the way I've got it set is way, way too loose. I might as well not even have it on, you know, unless he opens his mouth as wide as Mr. Ed. He's never going to touch this leather Caveson. This is a brand new one here, so it doesn't really have a ton of holes. So what I actually am going to do with this after this video is I'm going to punch holes in between so I can get pretty detailed on my sizing. But as you can see here, I can get one finger in here pretty snug. This is actually just maybe one click too tight for me. I like to have it a little looser. When I have these these nose bands on, my goal is to not keep his mouth shut. My goal is to allow him to just be able to move his mouth normally, but if he goes to, you know, gapping or gaping, that he'll kind of hit this leather chin strap and it'll kind of deter him from opening that mouth. These nose bands can really help with getting a horse collected, that they learn that they got to keep their mouth kind of short, you know, kind of closed, and they're able to give at that chin and at the pole, and then they get that release. Now, once I start feeling like that horse is getting the drift of what I want, I will come out without this nose band and ride that horse without. Because when we go compete, I don't get to use it. So I try to keep that in mind when I'm training. If you use it over and over and over every single day and you have it on too tight, to me, if somebody has my mouth shut all the time and then I take that constraint off, first thing I want to do is open my mouth up. So I like to give them a little freedom where they can kind of move that mouth around a little bit. So that was a lot of information for you on this simple little leather nose band or Caveson, whatever you want to call it. So you got them, use them, just be careful.
Looking to step your game up? Perfect. All you have to do is go to mattmillsreining.com. It's only $24.95 a month, so sign up today because the key to success is knowing.